back to the workbench. We got Mascoutin Valley number 217 here. I just want to give you an update as to some of the body modifications and the weathering that we've been doing to the locomotive to kind of get it ready for assembly and hopefully get it on layout pretty soon. First, I'll just go over the long hood and the cab here. We've added a little weathering here. We tried to do a fade on the top here. I'll go into that in more detail in a minute. But I went ahead and added the sunshade, and on the engineer's side we went ahead and added the all-weather window, as you can see that there. We did make some modifications, fairly significant, to the sill and the frame here, and we did that so we could accommodate the snow plow on the front of the locomotive. I'm going to show you the back of the locomotive here. There was some detail, much similar to this, on the front of the locomotive that we had to chisel off so that the snow plow would seat properly. As you can see here, if I were to try and add that snow plow to the frame, it just wouldn't look right. It'd be sitting in there kind of cattywampus. So what I did is I took a number 17 X-Acto blade and I went ahead and removed the front detail, and then I drilled out a couple of pilot holes for these pegs to slide into so I could align the snowplow correctly on the front of the locomotive. This is what a number 17 blade looks like if you haven't seen one. It's kind of flat, looks like a chisel. Can take off quite a bit of material in one pass, but the key is to be patient. Don't want to go press too hard, don't want to break the blade and have it end up in your finger, and you also don't want to gouge the model and take off too much material and have to go back in with body filler or styrene pieces. You want to avoid that. So what I did is I went ahead and made a lot of light passes, let the blade do the work, and I removed the detail just a shade above where I wanted it to be, and then I knocked the rest down with sandpaper and sanding sticks. Pre-drilled the pilot holes, and I went ahead and repainted the front of it with the Mascoutin Valley green, and as you can see here, just slides right into place. So we'll be able to glue that up with some CA and have the front of the locomotive pretty well detailed. We've also been doing a bit of weathering. As you can see here, I talked earlier about a fade on the roof that I tried with actually using some white Tamiya paint and some red Vallejo paint, and I went ahead and mixed them in my airbrush jar and put 90% isopropyl alcohol, 10% paint, and I put 2 or 3 drops of the red in, and that was too much red. It kind of looked like a watery Pepto-Bismol, but I didn't really know that at the time I was applying it. So I went ahead and airbrushed it on the top of the model here, and it kind of had a pinkish hue, and I put on too many coats. I did a pass, and then I would let it sit, and then I did another pass. It just didn't look like I had put enough on, so by the time I had gone back and forth 10 times on the model, it was too late. I didn't let it dry in between passes. I think that was kind of my downfall. I was given some advice to possibly repaint the model, but you know, I'm a fairly lazy person, so I went ahead and I just added a grimy brown rusty wash to the top of the model, and then I actually applied that wash to the sides and front, and I've also applied it to this side of the sill and frame, snowplow, fuel tank, and the side frames for the trucks as well, to kind of give it that rusty, grimy look, like the locomotive's been working at the taconite or taconite plant. So yeah, I just want to do a quick demonstration here on how we've gone ahead and added the wash. It's pretty simple. You just take your brush and a little bit of wash here, and you streak it straight down, and you try to get it in all the nooks and the crannies here, straight down. And you can see I hit some areas. I put it in all the grills and the radiator detail. Tried to emulate rain washing down and kind of dragging dust and grime all over the locomotive. And I'll just do a quick demonstration here on the front part here, and I'll get some of this Vallejo model wash. It's an acrylic, so I've been using just regular tap water to kind of pull it off if I put too much on. And I just got a cheapy tester's brush here, nothing fancy. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch up, use my left hand here. And we're just going to get a little bit on and dab it off. I want it to kind of be watery. And what we're going to do is, I got the louvers here, and we're just going to wash it on. And kind of pull excess off if you want to. Make sure you get it in the louvers, in the door seams, even on the flat bits. You want to have the model covered pretty much totally in some sort of wash of grime, because these locomotives are working in kind of harsh adverse conditions. They're not clean. There's dust flying around, grease and fuel and all sorts of crap going on on the sides of the locomotive and getting kicked up by the trucks. So as you can see here, I'm just pulling it, always working top to bottom, just like I was simulating rain washing down the locomotive in real life. So if I can maintain those streaking effects, I can go ahead and put a little heavier stuff here. It's really kind of, I want to really stain this area right here, and see if I can't get a little heavier. There we go. Really stain that area. Yeah, just like that. Then I'll go ahead and just kind of finish the side here. Just like that. I'm going to just, pardon my arm here, I'm going to dilute this out, kind of get it set, and then I want to remove some of it, so I'll just go ahead and kind of pull it off. Just like that, to kind of pull some of that wash back. Then I can apply what I pulled off just a little bit down the way here. That's pretty much how I've started the weathering process on this, and I'd like to get most of it weathered up, at least the wash is done, and before I get it assembled and put back together here. So if you have any questions or comments, please post them in the comments section below. I'll be sure to get back to you. Check out my Facebook page. It's Mascoutin Valley Railroad on Facebook, and be sure to subscribe to my channel here. I appreciate you guys watching. Until next time, keep her a notch 8.